Earlier this afternoon, Donald Trump was arraigned on a New York Supreme Court indictment returned by a Manhattan grand jury on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in the first degree. Under New York state law, it is a felony to falsify business records with intent to defraud and an intent to conceal another crime. That is exactly what this case is about. 34 false statements made to cover up other crimes. Why did Donald Trump repeatedly make these false statements? The evidence will show that he did so to cover up crimes relating to the 2016 election.
Mr. Bragg, the indictment says that there were 34 false business records. And they were done to conceal another crime, but the indictment does not specifically say what those crimes were. We are assuming, perhaps, that they might be election-related. I'm wondering if you can specify what laws were also broken.
All right. So let me say as an initial matter that the indictment doesn't specify that because the law does not so require.
But why weren't there those crimes charged? Falsely charged with those crimes?
Well, I'm not going to go into our deliberative process on what was brought. The charges that were brought were the ones that were brought. The evidence in the law is the basis for those decisions. I'm not going to go beyond the plain language statement of facts, which I think speaks for itself. I'm glad you put your finger on that, because it's not just about one payment. It is 34 business records, 34 false statements in business records that were concealing criminal conduct. And the earlier question about New York State election law, when I talked about conspiracy to promote a candidacy by unlawful means. Those unlawful means, we allege, include the conduct set forth in the statement of facts, which is additional false statements separate and apart from the charged ones in AMI documents, planned false statements to taxing authorities. It is not just that one $130,000 wire payment.
Fat Alvin's a laughingstock. We were on the edge of our seats waiting for the DA to come out and say he had video of Trump hiding a dead body at Trump Tower, maybe a picture of him handing a briefcase full of cash to an election official. He had nothing. He came out and he didn't meet the moment. He didn't meet the moment. And even the media knew he didn't meet the moment because the man couldn't sell it. If you can't explain the charge in 30 seconds, you don't have a case. And the man could not explain the charge. He didn't even put the felony charge, the election charge, in the indictment and said, no, I didn't really have to. So I did. Get out of here, man. You're charging the former president and you didn't even say what the charge is? Come on. So he's spending how many millions of dollars on this circus? He's shutting down the FDR Drive. Yep. He's hiring how many police officers? How much manpower is going into the DA's office on this case alone? Meanwhile, you got a crime wave out here, and he has the nerve to come out and say he doesn't want to normalize, crime. Come on, man. His case is built on a disbarred lawyer who served prison time for lying, a porn actress who actually had to pay Trump because she lied about the NDA, and Michael Avenatti, who, where is he now? Oh, actually, he's in prison. So this is the crux of the case that you're building. And I got to tell you, you're putting Donald Trump's life in danger. You're setting him up and advertising the entire world. The former president of the United States, the Republican nominee for the presidency, is going to be at this location at this time on this date. And you got towers and you got windows.
Oh, my God.
You think that's good for this country to put a man like that in a certain location December 4th? Mm-hmm. And then what if it goes to trial? He has to be there every day. You think the Secret Service wants that? That is dangerous. And he is playing a dangerous game.
Big job. That's a Monday, by the way. It might be a good day to take off in this city.
Mr. Bragg, Garrett Hake with NBC News. Your predecessor took a hard look at this case and decided not to charge it. Federal prosecutors took a hard look at this case and decided not to charge it. Do you believe you have new evidence that led you to decide to charge this, or why now?
Well, as I just mentioned, we have had available to the office additional evidence that was not in the office's possession prior to my time here. And as to your part of your question about the federal, we have a distinct and strong, I would say profound, independent interest in New York State. This is the business capital of the world. We regularly do cases involving false business statements. The bedrock, in fact, the basis for business integrity and a well-functioning business marketplace is true and accurate record keeping. That's the charge that's brought here, falsifying New York State business records. That is why we have a history in the Manhattan DA's office of vigorously enforcing white-collar crime. My office, including the talented prosecutors you saw at arraignment earlier today, has charged hundreds of felony falsifying business records. This charge, it can be said, is the bread and butter of our white-collar work. We today uphold our solemn responsibility to ensure that everyone stands equal before the law.
Jesse is officially in the come on man category.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we're going to put him down for that.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
All right. So let me say as an initial matter that the indictment doesn't specify that because the law does not so require. I'm not going to go into our deliberative process on what was brought. The charges that were brought were the ones that were brought. The evidence in the law is the basis for those decisions.